Tonight, I don't think really anything's going on. I'm pretty sure, we're just kind of hanging out tonight. Nothing to talk about. Nope. Convert to Raid presents the Battlenet News. Battlenet News broadcast bunker in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today is September 20th, 2016, and it is now 9:12 in the p.m. Central Time. Thank you guys so much for joining us from all around the Blizzard universe. My name is Pat Crane, as my earbuds fall out of my ears. And I'm your host of the show, and as always, the players are here. We pulled them away from various activities. We're not sure what those activities might have been, but we're here anyway. From somewhere in, I don't know, Overwatch land, it's Darius! Hey, Darius.
I like what you had before in the show notes. It says fresh from Mythic plus traffic jam.
Yeah, I know. Fresh from Mythic plus traffic jams, it's Darius. But I decided to change it up.
Every time I do them, they get harder. Like, they get harder and longer, and I swear people add more onto them.
Do you get better loot? So for your
you get worse loot.
Do you get you get worse loot? All right, and from Lords of the Storm podcast and the Convert to Mythic raid team, it's Gizmo. Hey, buddy.
Hey, that's me. So
and you have Illidan's wings coming out of your head.
It's yes, it's
great. It's good,
and it's shiny.
Yep.
But I feel like I missed something tonight. I don't know what happened today, but
I don't know.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out as we go through, and really, yeah, I don't know. There's no news today. It's weird. And also from the Payload podcast and from the Well Met podcast over at blizzpro.com, it's John Horstmann.
Hey, Pat.
Hey.
So I've got a question for you.
Okay.
So have you heard of the Storm Rage brothers, Illidan and Malfurion?
Yeah, I've been learning all about those guys.
Well, there's actually, have you heard of the third twin?
No. Third twin?
You can't,
triplet.
It is Illidaries.
I like it. That's very nice. That's very nice.
It's the third one. As you can tell, not the brightest of the group.
Right.
Spacing off all the time.
Derry's face is priceless in both windows.
Clearly has no idea what's going on.
And if you guys aren't watching the video show, you should watch the video show for at least the first, couple of minutes here, just so you can see what's going on.
Bring the facial hair back, Darius.
Yeah, where's that? Where's the
bring it back?
It's outlawed in California.
It's
outlawed in California. You don't have that anymore. Well, welcome, fellas, and it's kind of a big week in World of Warcraft. Anyway, it seems to be a lot of people are talking about certain things, which I'm sure we'll find out what those are. But first, let's talk a little bit about what you guys are up to, and we'll start as always with Darius. Darius, what have you been up to, buddy? What's been going on? You
mean people have actually hit level cap in WoW?
Yes.
I still haven't yet, so I assume nobody had.
I am the GM over at the Convert to Raid Guild in Airy Peak, and
never heard of it.
Nope. And I was promoting people to Raider rank, and all 110s are Raider rank, and there was a lot of promotions. That's all I'm going to say.
That can't be true.
It's true.
I am about 1% away from 110. So as soon as the show is done, I will likely ding. I've been.
Oh wait, hold on a sec. Did that actually go through? I don't think it did.
No, I got nothing.
Uh oh. Why not? Uh-oh.
Nope.
I lost the sound.
Nope.
I didn't hear anything. Dang it. Oh well. Anyway.
I didn't hear anything either.
Yeah, I know. You didn't hear anything either? That's good. That's always great.
Nope.
But did you guys see on Reddit, there's a tune who, I swear I didn't count for sure, but it was at least 10 level 110 tunes. Did you guys see that?
Oh my
What?
goodness.
10.
Ready?
The whole screen, it was a 16:9 aspect ratio, Darius. And
What's that?
the whole thing was filled top to bottom with 110. So I'm going to assume 9, 10, or 11 110s. So
Wow.
pretty amazing. And Darius like, oh, I'm 1% away.
Yeah.
Well,
I was rushing, so, I've been playing that. I've been doing that, doing some dungeons. Been doing the questing stuff, but a lot of like profession quests and class hall quests and stuff like that. It's been it's been fun. And obviously continuing to play the Overwatch. Doing the competitive mode in that, and that's been fun.
How are you doing in competitive mode? Are you doing
I think I'm 12 points right now away from platinum.
Wow.
So
that's cool.
Not great, but not awful. It's been this has been very frustrating this past week. I've been playing with a few other people, and we've seen in a significant amount of games, like I would say 10%, which is still pretty significant, where people are joining the game and not picking a character and then never getting kicked. So we have to play the entire game with 5 people. And they'll sit there and they'll type things like, is this over yet? Or I'm just tanking my rating or something like that. And it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. There's no recourse for that. And I still lose a pile of points because there are actually 6 people in the game.
Yeah,
How long has that been going on?
It's the last week and a half, maybe, I'd say.
They're going to patch that fast. I'm convinced. If that's a real exploit,
I would think that
they're way too fast.
Yeah.
It's it really ruins the game because there's not much you could do.
I bet it does.
You can report them, and that's about it. But it does nothing for you. So
right.
Yeah, that's been a bummer. But aside from that, competitive can be pretty fun. People tend to work together a lot more and care a little bit more. So
cool.
I'm still enjoying that. So and playing a lot of Anna.
Very cool. Very cool. Hey Giz, what's been happening with you? How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. So was able to pull myself away from WoW a little bit over this last week and get back into some heroes for the new stuff that's coming in there, which is nice.
And we'll talk about that in a second, but in a little bit.
That's cool. Lots of good stuff in there. And then, of course, also playing a lot of Legion as well, getting ready for this week. And I think I'm ready. I think I'm good.
Right. So, and for those guys that don't know, or maybe they're watching this video much, much later, or listening to the audio much, much later, it's Emerald Nightmare week. So
it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we can do.
Finally, we said it. No more beating around the bush. The raid is out, guys.
Right.
This is good.
And for some reason, my soundboard totally died. So that's great. Awesome.
Yay!
Yeah,
just make the sound with your mouth.
That's cool. Yeah. So
yay.
So there won't be any musical. I'll have to put it in later.
That's our whole show.
There will be a musical.
Yeah.
Convert to Raid the Musical, starring Darius.
Right. So Giz, what is your eye level sitting at? I guess
it is at 850 right now.
Wow, that's pretty good.
So. Yeah, I've gotten pretty lucky on some drops there. Didn't get anything from the world boss today, but I got a piece of gear. I was able to get in normals for a little bit today, just to pug that, kind of see some fights live for the first time, and I got an 850 ring from there, which is pretty nice, and bumped me up from that 849 to 850. So
awesome, very cool.
Try hard,
John. What have you been doing? You've been running all sorts of stuff in WoW for sure. I've seen you all over the place. So what's been going on?
So lots of stuff. I just got 840. So not a try hard, but at least I made 10.
Casual.
Yeah,
and
you're
so,
right, that's total casual.
That's the line, right? So that felt great. We actually ran a Mythic right before the show, and I got an awesome trinket and an awesome robe. So that has been amazing, but I've also, I need to confide it in everyone something. Pat, I have not purchased a piece of clothing that is non-gaming in about 3 years.
Okay.
Did you know that? So
no.
I actually bought new clothes.
What?
And that they come in tomorrow.
Pants?
Wow.
There's going to be, well, I mean,
did you get
not gaming clothes, because again, it's just gloves and a hat. So, but besides that, so I actually went shopping this week.
Wow.
But other than that, I've got I'm up to rank 5 on Asia, Pacific, and EU in Hearthstone. And then I hit platinum on Xbox for Overwatch series. And then I'm also 840 in World of Warcraft. And I haven't slept in 3.5 weeks.
I bet not. I bet not. That's tough. Yeah. I know that I have not been doing that. I have been doing not that. I have been playing some Overwatch. I've been playing some Rumble on the old car soccer, because I like that game. And it's 5 minutes, and then I get back to it. And wow, I'm doing all right. I'm at 825-ish. I just got something from the world boss today. It's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to raiding this week.
Congrats, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. And I think we're probably not going to raid this week, our team. We're a little behind, I think. We have a small team. We're trying to keep it small. And we had a couple people on vacation this last week, so it's tough. It's tough.
Well, I know of some videos you'll be able to watch to get caught back up there.
Oh, are you referring to our friends Tatva and Tovo?
I am in their Line of Sight Gaming 2-minute tips videos, which they are working on right now.
Yeah, they have been
literally
busy. Yeah, because they probably did some filming beforehand. Maybe not though. I know that they did.
Running. They hopped in this morning with a small group of the Convert to Mythic people that could get off work and ran. I think they got the first 5 bosses taped, and they are working on those videos right now. So
cool, because it always changes, like the when it comes in onto live. So they're dealing with all the strats and stuff like that, and they'll be coming out with fresh videos this week. And their goal is to come out with all. Is it 6 or 7? 7 bosses.
7.
In normal and heroic, and this week, and so you can kind of check it out and see what's going on. So that's going to be coming out this week. Something very, it's something that I'm looking forward to a lot. So very good stuff. Hey, before we get going, I just want to talk to you about one thing, and without the sounder, it's going to be kind of weird, but I'll leave space for it here. That's right. It's time for this You Are Not Repaired shirt. And you can get it at teespring.com/notrepaired. Or you can just go to convertraid.com, and there's a little link there. So you can check it out there. I know it's so bad when I don't have my soundboard. It's
You Are Not Repaired.
It's such a crutch. I love this. I love where's my crutch? It just totally quit on me. It's dead. I don't know what's happened to it. Anyway, so you can get it at convertraid.com. You can get it through October 3rd into October 4th, but I'm not saying you can get it through October 4th. Just why are you waiting? Just go to convertraid.com right now. And you can also check out this other thing that we have that we just updated. Are you ready for this, guys? We just announced it last night at the guild meeting. And it is our very own store. We actually have shirts and stuff available for folks to purchase from the show and the guild. And you can go, our friends over at TeePublic have made that possible. And you can go to convertraid.com and look for a link that says store. Right, Darius? You guys were working on this before the show, actually.
Yeah, convertraid.com. And it's like the last button at the top. It says store, and it'll take you to the stuff, all the stuff.
Yep. And I'm just kind of playing some of the shirts and some of the things that you can find there. It looks pretty sweet. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. There's a bunch of different designs though, so you can check it out over there. All right, it's time for the news. Again, Maybe the sound played. Maybe it didn't. That's right. Hey guys, I don't know if you know this, but the Emerald Nightmare just launched today. And that's where the applause would be.
I got you, Pat. I know these sounders like the back of my hand.
Thank you. Hey, Gizmo, since you're in Convert to Mythic, why don't you tell us about these bosses and what we can expect and other things?
Yeah, so there is 7 bosses in this raid. Of course, that is the Emerald Nightmare. And where is Coltrane when you need him to pronounce these raid boss names?
Right. He was always the best at pronouncing the raid bosses. Here we go. We have Nuthanaka Ursock. That's the first one that I know how to pronounce.
I thought it was your sock. Like your sock smells very bad.
Your sock.
It's your sock?
It's your sock.
Ursock.
Ursock. Yeah. Yep.
But yes. So we got Nathindra, Elarith Renferal, Ilganath, Ursock, Dragons of Nightmare, Cenarius, and Xavius. So, did all those 7 boxes.
And your camera broke again.
Died.
That's funny.
No.
John, this show is breaking apart as we are taping it. It's crazy. So one of the funny things is that I looked up, because like Ursock, I know who Ursock is, kind of. And Cenarius and Xavius. I've seen those guys before. I looked up Elarith Renferal. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's the second
Elarethi.
one. I don't know these things, John. So if that's actually it, then great.
It's not Elarethi.
But that particular one is a quest giver in AV, Alterac Valley, on the Alliance side. Like on the North Tower. Whatever. And it's like, oh, cool.
Really?
So, yeah. It's kind of weird when like a plain old NPC turns into a raid boss like that. So, I don't know. Gizmo, welcome. We welcome your face back to the screen.
Yes.
So, how are these bosses? Were you able to actually work on these with the LOS guys? And there goes your camera.
No, I had to work. But I was able, I got in after work. I pugged the first 2 bosses. Well, I say first 2. Nathindra is the first boss, but from there you have 5 different bosses that you can pick from, which is nice. And we chose the Ursock path, which it takes place in Grizzly Hills.
Okay.
And it was a good fight. The first 2 fights were good. Nathindra is a good intro boss there. Not really any mechanics that can wipe a raid. I say that, but there kind of is, but it's not too bad. It's good. And then Ursock kind of steps that up a level as far as, needing to work as a group. And that was a good boss as well. So I'm excited for the rest. But it is worth mentioning that while this is the first raid, it is not the first tier. So these bosses will not drop the tier 19 loot, but the gear is going to resemble that loot set. So that way, when you go into the next stuff and get that tier, you're not messing with all your visuals if you're wanting to keep looking nice and spiffy.
Gotcha.
I do like looking nice
and spiffy.
And
as we were talking about before the show with the many hats of Dairies.
The mini hats.
The many hats of Dairies. So and it's pretty cool. I was watching Towley today, actually. He put a pug group together and they were just doing normals and I think they got 4 or 5 of the bosses. And so in a pug group, mostly 840 geared, somewhere in there, and they were able to knock him down, which is good. So that seems fair. I mean, he's going to be working on Heroic tonight and then into Mythic, he's hardcore. John, have you seen any of this stuff? Have you checked it out? Uh-oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm right here. Don't you worry about it, Pat. I am right here. Sorry about that.
Everything is breaking.
I had to raise your heart rate about 15, 20 BPM.
Hey, you know what? It
really
worked.
Get your metabolic rate working. What was the question?
Troll. Have you seen any of the raid at all? Oh,
no,
gosh.
I don't have a raid team. Pat, you know my schedule.
I know. Were you able to pug in
sucks.
with anybody or anything like that? No, nothing.
Not yet. I'm hoping to this week, but even then, I'm not really planning on it because I've already used 2 out of my 3 bonus rolls. So that's how much raiding I'm planning on doing. But I want to. Yeah. I know the convert to Mythic guys need a really good DPS, but if they can't find one, I am available. So,
right. Exactly.
I will be there, but I've watched lots of videos. I was like you, Pat. Today I was watching streams almost all day.
Yep.
Looks amazing.
Looks great.
It's always really weird with the first tier of any expansion because sometimes I think that they don't approach it very well, which I would say like Mogashan Vaults in Pandaria was. It was a great, like, mechanically, it was a great raid, but I still don't know what it is exactly we did there. And then on the flip side,
well, we beat those 2 guys at the end, those 2 big dudes, and then we went on to go beat up on bugs. Then it's
all about the loot anyway. Right. We know this. It doesn't matter. I turn off subtitles and words on my screen. I turn that all off. Mm-hmm. If somebody says something I don't even know, I'm just like, what did I get from this boss? But for those who do care, I felt that way with Mogashan Vaults. And then Draenor, I feel like they did a better job, but I feel like this one going straight into the Emerald Nightmare, I think is a great, enticing first step. And I've seen a lot of people really jazzed about the bosses, the lore of why we are there. I feel like they did a great job making the quests and the order hall stuff and the artifact stuff really lead into that raid. So it's not so much, hey, you did all this stuff over here. Now we're going to do something completely different over here. And so I really hope they keep that going, that one fluid story going, that one narrative.
Well, and it's pretty cool. I mean, I really like how they, because we had to go all over the place, and because we've had to explore all of these lands, all these different little areas of the Broken Isles, we kind of know the story a little bit, right? Going into it, Cenarius gets corrupted, and he has that funky corrupted red goo instead of the normal green goo that he has. So it's corrupted. It's corrupted red. Everything is corrupted red, and then they spew out green things. That's kind of the gist of it, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
And there are a couple of things that you guys might want to pick up along the way before you actually go in there. And I don't know, Gizmo, you're probably the best one to lead us through this since you're on a Mythic team. What are these things?
So these are very interesting. There's a new type of consumable called Vantis runes, and these can be crafted by inscriptions. So congrats, inscription professions. You have something to do now.
Yay!
But these runes are buffs that you can use to help defeat raid bosses. There's one rune for each Legion boss, which is interesting. And they have a week-long buff. And what those runes will do is they will increase your versatility by 1,000 for that specific boss. And you cannot have multiple, so you can only have one at a time, which isn't a big deal because, that's if you're working on that boss one raid night and you can't get it, you come back your next raid night, that buff is still there. And if you beat it, well, bam, you just put on the next one. So that's really cool because I imagine those will probably be pretty expensive.
I would think so.
At least to start out with. Because holy cow, like pots and potions and stuff right now. Potions are 2,500 gold a piece right now.
Yeah.
For 30 seconds.
Hey, they really wanted to find a gold sink. They found it right there.
Yeah.
That's actually not a gold sink if you're making them though. Oof. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like all the mats are totally off the charts expensive.
Yes.
So
it's so expensive. I made 20K leveling my tune and doing my dailies and doing that stuff. And one, what is it? Obsidium? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Obliterum. Yeah. One Obliterum is 6K. So literally everything that I gained in my leveling, I can gain 15 high levels on my crafted gear. It's so expensive right now.
It is.
I bought it anyway.
Well, of course you did. But, like, I had to buy mats for my alchemy questing, just cause. I'm like,
I was doing the alchemy questing, and I was like, actually, this is where Wowhead came in really useful. I was doing the alchemy quest chain, and I'm like, I don't know where to go for this, and I'm looking through and I'm reading the comments, and the comments like, here's where you go. Oh, first I have to filter through the 9. Here's my YouTube of how to do this quest,
right?
And you get to the one he's like, here's where you have to go. And then in bold letters, it says, warning, before you do this, make sure you have these mats going up there. And it was a whole bunch of mats that you need in order to make the stuff he wanted. But I'm so glad that was there. I ended up not doing it, though, because I went to the auction house and I was like, I am not paying those prices.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, this was the expansion. I was like, you know what? I'm going to stick with my professions this time. I'm going to keep them on their game. And then as soon as I saw those prices, like, I'm going to
go do my gathering like a good kid, and I'm going to make this thing and blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're like, I'll be back in a month.
All right, I'm out. Peace.
There is good news, though.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to spend your money on these. Augment runes are also available as well. These are not craftable.
No.
And it's going to be 325 for your main stats there for 1 hour. And those will drop from LFR bosses.
Or Bossils.
And are contained in the Shattered Cooperation.
That's what you call a boss after you've killed it and let it sit for about 10,000 years. And then it becoms a Bossil.
Yep.
I like it.
But yeah, you get those satchels for queuing for the LFD, or I guess in this LFR, and LFD.
Sure.
So that'll be short supply bonuses there.
I think I've got like 3 of them. It's great.
Yeah. And then as well, you'll also get your bonus rolls here that you can buy. These are the Seal of Broken Fates, which are for tier 19 or this, because we're not technically at tier 19 yet. But you can acquire those from Archmage Landalock in Dalaran, and you can buy those for gold or order resources at 1,000, 2,000, and 4,000.
Right. So what you do is you go to the Violet Hold, right? And you take is it a right or a left? I think it's a right.
Right.
And then it's the
stage
guy.
Right, Pat.
Yeah.
Stage right.
The guy will have
stage
a blue.
Left. No, stage.
The guy will have a blue exclamation point over his head, so it'll be good. And that's a little expensive too. Wow. That one's it's because it's like 1,000 gold is where it starts. I mean, if you want to do the gold option.
Yeah, although the order resources, if you're doing your daily world quests, I mean, there are quests for 950 world resources. So realistically, that you buy 1 or 2 gold and then the other 1 or 2 of the other, it shouldn't be that bad as long as you're staying up on this stuff. And if you have a gathering profession, you shouldn't complain at all. I don't want to hear it because you'll have plenty of gold.
All right.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And so we have all those different things. So make sure that you go in with those Vantus runes if you can afford them, or if you can make them, even better. And get those augment runes and get those extra bonus rolls. Because I actually used a bonus roll today on the world boss, which we're going to talk about right now. We'll talk about world bosses first. What?
I just wanted to point out before we leave the raid that the guild Easy that's on Airy Peak, a lot of people know them. They're pretty nice people. They are currently world first.
Hey, congratulations! Big applause. If I had it, I would totally play that right now. If I had it. So congratulations.
Good for those guys.
I know that those guys in Alone are like the top guilds on our server, and it's nice that one of them is number 1 in the world for now.
For right now.
This minute.
Like this minute.
This 1 minute, they're first. Congratulations.
And it's gone now.
But they can say they were world first.
Right.
Yeah.
World
so
first.
There you go.
world first heroic team.
Yeah, but don't worry. Just
they're number one. They are.
Why you be like that?
Congratulations.
What is happening?
Anywho,
Pat, what's going on?
I want to talk about world bosses for a second, and then we'll get to Mythic Plus dungeons. All right, world bosses. They're up. They're out. Today it was Nithog.
How do I find one?
Bless you,
Dragon. Thank you. Today it was Nithog. He's up in Stormheim. You find him. Okay, so you open up your map, and you'll see all the world quests. You might not be there because
I don't have those yet.
Right, because you don't have those yet. However, once you hit 110 and you become friendly with all the folks, and you do all the things, and world quests pop up, you open up your map, and
I'm out already.
The world bosses, are they purple on the map, John? Is that right?
Yes, so they've got the little dragony thing. If you look at the video,
yeah,
looks like just like that.
Right,
looks just like
Again,
that. And then if it's a dungeon,
right,
that's blue right there, right there. That's blue.
A little blue.
If it's a world boss, it's purple.
It's purple.
It's purple.
Purple. Yep.
It's purple. That's
right.
Just like that. So next time you're looking for a world boss, take your right or left hand, your dominant hand. This is important. Swoop it around like this.
Curl it around like a dragon neck.
Is this blue or is this purple?
Right. And then if it's purple, then it's a world boss.
The one.
Right.
That's the one that it's how you find those.
Mm-hmm. And this one, the one this week is up in Stormheim, and it was pretty fun. I died a few times, and so I like that because I wasn't actually grouped up. I was just doing it by myself, and a group came and hit it, and so I'm like, I'll just jump in. I won't even ask. I'm just going to jump in. Died 3 times.
I did the same thing.
Yep.
I didn't die any times because I have some level of awareness, but it was also at 8%. So it came in 8%, and I just, as a Shadow Priest, once you're below 35%, it's great. And so I didn't die any times, though.
You're also at range.
I think that deserves a big applause, Pat.
No. We can't. Oh,
hey, look at that.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Nice.
Look at that.
Nice.
All right. Yeah,
way better than
it just keeps going.
I got
though.
a
That's
way
the
longer
problem.
sounder than you did, though.
Yeah, because I like moving the show along.
Nah.
Sorry.
No, but it was fun. It was good. It was a good time. If you're playing in Melee on Nithog, however, you do have to worry about lightning bolts crashing on the ground, essentially. So, there's a little bit something. Poop on the ground. That's right.
That's
it. So be looking for more of those, and they do drop 860 loot, and I did get an 860 helm. So that was good.
Ooh,
nice.
On your bonus
roll?
I
got it on my bonus roll. I got it on my bonus roll. Didn't get on the regular. Did you get anything, Johnny?
I got an 865 helm.
Ooh, nice.
Because I did so much more damage.
Right. That's exactly it. It's not the
I think that's how that works
at all. So, right. Well, that's cool. That's awesome. Let's talk a little bit about Mythic Plus or Muthic Plus dungeons.
Muthic Bossils.
Let's talk about the Muthic Bossils of dungeons.
This is getting hard to pronounce. These terms they're using.
It's almost as bad. It's almost as bad as the raid bosses.
I've never spoken this language before, Pat. I'm struggling.
Everything starts to sound like you have a cold.
This is Blizzard's fault.
I know, it really is.
They're doing this on purpose. They hate podcasts.
How can we make the bosses easier?
They just want people. They want to get people reading again.
Looking enough.
We no longer can talk about any raid boss till the very end of the show because it's just going to wreck all of our speech.
Let's talk about the Muthic Bossils, though.
It's their way of copywriting all this stuff.
So Mythic Plus dungeons are out as well. And I don't know. Gizmo, were you saying that you were running some of these beforehand, before the show?
No, so I haven't done any of the Mythic pluses yet, but there are several people on the Convert Trade team that have. And
any reports back from those fine folks over there?
Seems to be a good reporting so far. They haven't been pushing any of the higher levels yet that I know of or have heard of. But how it's kind of set up, it's interesting. It's a little different than I thought. So when you run, from what I've heard, when you run one Mythic dungeon, at the very end, you will get a keystone, and it will be for a random dungeon that you have access to. So if you don't have access to the Court of Stars or the Archway, I believe what it's called, you won't get that yet. But so then you can run that, and then there will be the timer. If you beat the Mythic dungeon within that timer, you will go up at least one level, possibly more. And and there's gear here, of course. It's a little different for this week. So at the end of that Mythic run, you will get a chest that has gear in it for that level, whatever level you completed it at, and it goes up to 10, so 1 through 10. And then at the end of the week, you will have a cache waiting for you in your class hall that has gear based on the max level you reached in the Mythic pluses that week. So the only thing this week is the dungeon chests at the end of each Mythic dungeon is going to be capped at 850. And the reason they're doing that is because that corresponds with Mythic raids, and they don't want to mess up the getting gear for those Mythic raids for the world race.
Right.
However, they said for your class hall cash reward, you still can get higher gear. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool. And so, a couple different ways to get gear, which is great. And then you get your keystones upgraded and all that kind of good stuff. And so that's always awesome.
And it's going to be really fun with the different. I know we've talked about before the different affixes. Levels
affixes.
4, 7,
some of those
10.
are crazy.
Some of the combinations are just going to be nuts.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to those. I need.
Yep.
I want to find put together an actual Mythic team for those. So we'll see.
What do you mean? Oh, an actual a small team, like a small team of 5, a band of brothers, etc.
A band of brothers. We can have 5 people.
110.
5 people that can run Mythic dungeons, play Heroes of the Storm together.
Yeah,
it's just groups of 5.
I know.
Groups of 5.
This is what I'm talking about. This is why I'm so excited for small teams for this expansion. I am more excited about this than I have been ever about really any new thing that Blizzard has done. Mythic Plus dungeons are gonna be amazing for not just for WoW, but for all Blizzard games. It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome.
Now they just need to make Diablo 3. Announced at BlizzCon this year. 5 people.
3.
Right.
4.
Yeah, you can do 4. Right.
Where you can play with 5 people.
Yeah.
And then Overwatch, they can stay at 6. But
Mythic Dungeons in Overwatch, I'm up for that. Let's do that.
That would be great. I'd like that too. Do a little PvE in Overwatch. That'd be really sweet. Like you could only take one hero though, and you'd have to live all the way to the end.
Yeah.
And I would just sit in the hero select channel for you, Darius, and not do anything.
You're the best. You're the best.
Right. Hey, if you guys are still looking for some more gear, Darius, you might be looking for this stuff as well. Once you hit 110, go and do Brewfest. It's now through October 6th. And because there's some cool little things. You can get 810 loot, level 810, and other fun stuff. So
I like loot.
They have a sausage hat.
Yes.
I saw this beforehand. It looks like somebody turded on your head. It's amazing. So if you want to wear a turd hat, Darius, we know that you love the hats.
I do in real life.
Right. We know that you love the hats. So if
I do. Do I have to pay for this one?
No. Can
I pay for this?
Well, then he doesn't want it.
Tokens.
Yeah, exactly.
At real money? No, you can't pay real money.
Oh, then I don't want it.
Right.
I don't see why you would want to own something that you didn't have to pay $45 for.
Can they give these out at BlizzCon this year? We got those.
They should. Oh yeah. They should actually give out blow up sausage hats. That would be great.
Well, we got those
inflatable
Kobold hats a few years ago, and now I want a famous sausage hat to wear around BlizzCon.
A sausage hat. Yes, you want to look like somebody turned a sausage on your head.
I'll just make one from one of the food trucks outside and wear that around as my cosplay.
Oh no! Don't do that. Oh, that is not.
You can take a bite from it if you want as I walk by.
Wow!
Rubbish!
Wow!
I'm not going to BlizzCon.
I am so glad that you're not staying at our house this year, Giz. So glad. You don't even know how happy that makes me.
It makes me very sad.
Oh, all right. A couple of quick things from BlizzCon. We were just talking about BlizzCon, so let's talk about the BlizzCon in-game goodies that came out this week. First of all, we have Legionnaire Murky, Knight Captain Murky. Let's see, we have a Bastion skin. We have Diablo Pet. We have a card back for Hearthstone, as you might expect.
Really creative. I feel really strongly about that one.
A Nexus Tiger Mount, which is nice. And StarCraft 2, we don't know what you get. You get something interesting.
I'm gonna guess.
Well, we know you get a portrait, right?
A portrait and
something else TBD because
probably
they haven't
another
decided.
a second portrait.
Yep, second.
A second portrait. Right.
A copy of any other game. Any other game.
Just
Wow.
they give you Overwatch. They're like, please just play this.
We'll give you
to all those.
We'll give you
StarCraft
Heroes of the
2
Storm.
fans out
Oh wait,
there.
that's already
free copy.
Yeah, give you a free copy of Hearthstone. I don't know. These are pretty cool though. I mean, like the Bastion skin's pretty cool. So go ahead.
Do we know how the World of Warcraft pet works? Is it because it says of your choice in the announcement? So does that mean you get to choose, or does that mean if you're Horde, you get the Horde one? If you're the Alliance, you get the Alliance one.
It says
it means
choice,
they pick the one you don't want.
Right.
So you tell them what you want, they give you the other one.
Right.
Got it.
Right. Just
what do level 109s get for this, Pat?
They get nothing. No, they get the thing as well. It's fine.
Oh,
it's fine.
Okay.
No, Darius, you're totally in.
I see how it is.
You're totally in. You paid for your ticket. You're good. We're all good. We're all good. So
I don't think I even did that. So.
Well, somebody did.
I saw $400 go from my bank account sometime.
I mean, you weren't using it, so you're buying video game clothes. I put it to better use.
How are people going to know if I play video games?
Unless you buy video game clothes, you got to do it.
They just look at you.
They just look.
You're like, look at that guy who has a reflection of light on his skin.
Mm-hmm.
He must play video games.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Trapped in his basement.
He's got to be
you
level
don't need
110.
a basement to avoid sunlight.
No, you
Pat.
don't, but it sure does help.
2016.
It sure does help.
It does. and you save a lot of money on the air conditioning bill.
I know. It's awesome. Kicked Tripod, that's John. If you're thinking about changing your battle tag for whatever reason, now you can do it.
I wish I was Darius.
If you've already used your free one, now you can pay for it. You could pay $10 to get your Battlenet name changed if you so desire.
I already changed it. It's the real Pat Crane
with a C.
With a C, yes. So if you want to change that to a K, you could totally do that, and it's only $10. So
I am so glad they finally put this in here.
Yeah.
I wanted it forever, and then I got that free change with when Overwatch came out.
Mm-hmm.
So now I don't need to change it anymore. But I totally would have paid for this 3 years ago.
I know. I would have too.
So
I totally would have too.
You don't want to. Never mind. I'm not.
Yeah,
gonna say
Gizmo Zord isn't a very good name.
I think.
Yeah, that's not his name.
Whoops. Well, whoops.
All right.
Welp.
Anyway, so now you can do this. All right. Let's talk a little bit about Heroes of the Storm.
Gotta love that.
And that's where the Heroes of the Storm sounder went.
Keeping track of all this.
I know. It's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be
track of it, because I'm not.
Be an emerald nightmare. No.
Night elves are the right elves.
So let's talk. Gizmo, lead us through, because we've got a bunch of changes in Heroes of the Storm. We've got a bunch of stuff from the PTR, right?
Yes. So officially in the game now, as of last week, is Alarak and Braxis Holdout. And starting September 27th, the pool of battlegrounds available in all modes except custom games is going to be limited to the following temporarily. We'll have Warhead Junction, Braxis Holdout, which are the 2 new maps.
Yep.
Towers of Doom, Dragonshire, Battlefield of Eternity, and Cursed Hollow. So no Garden Terror in there, no Blackheart's Bay, which I know a lot of people are happy about. But during this time, you can still select and play any of these battlegrounds in custom games. Sure. So you want to do that, you can do that.
So how many maps are they excluding from this? I mean, if they have what is it, 6 maps that they're actually playing with, that means that there are quite a few that are not being played, right?
Yes. So we don't have, again, the Garden Terror, Blackheart's Bay. Right. We don't have Tomb of the Spider Queen. We don't have
some of those. It's like original HOTS. It's like those original maps that we don't have necessarily.
Yeah. So I believe there's 11 maps total right now. So 5 of them are currently out.
Gotcha.
But there is a new PTR going on right now, which has cool things. It has Zarya, which of course is the new ranged tank or ranged warrior in the game, who is from Overwatch, along with the Warhead Junction battleground, which is an awesome map. There was a Q&A last week, and they were talking about how the gameplay on this map, they were asked to compare it to kind of some of the other maps, and they said you really can't. Like it's a very, very unique map, and everyone's really excited for it. However, along with these two things going on in PTR, there are some hero changes coming up. Big changes to Nazebo, huge kit and talent rework. Chin, ETC can now power slide. He has a talent where he can power slide through terrain.
Turn it up to awesome. 11.
Yes, it's going to make setting up some sweet mosh pits.
I had to do that myself.
Wow. Turned up to 11.
It was good.
Yeah.
And some Malfurion changes as well. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on there. If you do the PTR, you have to buy the new heroes to play them in PTR, which is understandable for a free-to-play game, but that will carry over to the actual game, of course. But if you like Heroes of the Storm, make sure you guys hop in and test this stuff out. 1, it's fun to do. You get to play the stuff early. And 2, it gives Blizzard a lot of really good numbers so they can tweak some things that aren't working out as they bring it into the live server.
Gotcha. So they're reworking Nazebo like a lot?
Yes. A lot of his talents changing. He has...
Well, just the talents, not the actual...
Well, and abilities.
Okay.
So his Toad wave, instead of 5 Toads, is now 3, but it has 2 charges. His spiders are going to fixate more, but you have to actually hit somebody for those to come out, and they're going to do more damage.
I like playing Nazebo because you're whipping frogs at people. I mean, this is what you're doing. You're just like whipping frogs at them. It's like that's the best.
Aren't these really big changes right before BlizzCon?
Yes, but Nazebo hasn't been playing competitive play in forever. Right. Chin occasionally, ETC has been, Malfurion occasionally, but they're the rule for Heroes of the Storm is changes have to be live for 2 weeks before they can be played in an official tournament. So they have plenty of time to get this stuff going. Plus, there is the Nexus battle. I forget the exact name of it that Blizzard is putting on before BlizzCon, which is a nice tournament with a $10,000 prize pool that all of these changes will be in. They're not going by that rule. So as soon as something drops, it is available for that tournament. Gotcha. So they'll be able to test this stuff out in some competitive play before BlizzCon.
Cool. And I do like seeing the Overwatch characters coming into Heroes of the Storm. Zarya is a great tank still. in Overwatch.
Yeah, it's
really cool.
It's going to be really interesting to see her in Heroes. People are kind of comparing her, saying she is a warrior version of Medivh, where she's doesn't necessarily have a lot of damage, but there's a potential for an insane amount of utility if played by the right person with the right composition. So
cool, very cool. Darius, is there anything going on in Overwatch? I didn't see anything. But
there hasn't been much since they made the big changes, added the new map, and season 2 started. They haven't made any changes.
It's been like a couple of weeks. I mean, there's still probably how many weeks has it been now? Has it been?
It's been 2 weeks since the patch, I think. 2 to maybe 3. But yeah, there hasn't really been much.
You wouldn't expect it necessarly. I mean, it's a
they were making changes really fast, almost every week for a little while there. But I think they've gotten most things to a good spot. But we'll see how they buff McCree next week. So
gotcha.
Like
the A Moment in Crime website is over 50%. So that's supposedly the Sombra reveal. So hopefully we see something from that in 2016 or 2017. Currently on pace for 2018.
That'll be the BlizzCon announcement.
Is that
next year? Next year's BlizzCon.
Yeah, next year.
Next year's BlizzCon.
Next year they're going to announce that they're going to announce it the year after.
I see.
One of those things.
It sounds like the Metzen hype train, but Metzen is no longer there. Also,
it's his last goodbye.
Also,
it's dangling the carrot across a 4-lane highway. Is basically what they're doing.
Just as a note, I know that Craig Amai also left Blizzard like after launch. He was kind of quiet about it, and then this last week he came out and said that he left Blizzard to go do his own thing and all this other stuff, and he was actually behind artifacts, behind the talent stuff, and behind that whole mini game is all him, and. It's amazing. It's something great to go out on, I think, because it's a pretty cool thing, and he gets out before he can really be blamed for anything at the same time. But good luck.
It's Craig. Like he knows. It's like he knows something is secretly going to set a fire with artifacts later. And he's like, I'm out.
Right.
At this point, Blizzard is a sinking ship.
No.
No, Darius. No.
Done.
I mean, Darius,
everyone move on.
You're almost 110. You're on the hook, buddy. You're on the hook.
I'm gonna hang out at 109 because I know as soon as I hit 110, it's just they're shutting it down.
Reeled back in.
Server shutdown notice.
Oh, see now
boo,
you have a boo button. I don't have
more soundboards.
I don't have a boo button.
BlizzCon this year is actually a going away party for Blizzard. It's their hey, we're shutting everything down. It's been great, but.
Emerald Nightmare
Darius,
final raid confirmed.
Darius, you're wrong, but you're also
wrong.
You're also right because Rob Pardo also has his. He finally came out and talked about his new gaming studio, Bonfire Studios, as well, which is being invested in by Riot for like $25 million.
Yep.
So
plus he got some other money. He got another $25 million from another venture group or something like that. So, so maybe those guys are going to appear over there. Who knows? The gaming world is always moving. We know that much. So there. Yeah.
Yep.
Any other news to be had here, fellas? Okay. Well, this is where I would play the music. Where we do something else. Actually, before that, let's do some listener mail.
We've got mail.
If you have a question about anything for us about rating or anything else, just let us know. We'll try to answer it on the show. You can email us at convertraid@gmail.com, or you can call our raid line 612-787-RAID. This is from Brian, and he says, "Hey guys, love the show." Thanks, Brian. My question is the artifact quest lines. Now, I know that you guys may not have run all of them or anything like that, but he asked which one has been y'all's favorite or least favorite. All right. So, let's see. Gizmo, did you just do mage stuff?
No. So I've actually done the Fire Mage and Arcane Mage and Enhancement Shaman. And out of the three, I did enjoy Fire Mage the most. Getting back to go back through Ice Crown Citadel was really cool. Seeing Bolvar in there, but I was a little disappointed by the enhancement Shaman. Wasn't the best for me. Didn't wasn't a nice trip down memory lane. I haven't
because you go to Therazane. I mean,
yeah,
and like Pinnacle, you go to and it's weird. It's all sorts of weird, but yeah.
But I'm really excited. I haven't done the Elemental yet, but I am excited to do that for the Heroes of the Storm type thing you keep telling me about.
Elemental's a little bit more tongue in cheek. I think you'll like it.
Yeah. And I'm super excited because in the class hall, Rhaegar's there, and his little guild tag is Hero of the Storm. So I like that.
That's cool.
Aww.
The other one for Shaman is Resto, and that one you go to Throne of Tides. What is it? Is that it? The one in Vashar, whatever it is, the underwater place.
I
don't like this. I don't necessarily dig on this, but it's kind of cool. The Resto one was kind of cool because you get to pick up friends along the way, and you essentially make a party of 4, and you have to heal them through it. And so it's kind of that part's kind of neat. I kind of like that little aspect of it. Didn't necessarily like where we were going though. Not all the time. That was I don't know. Anyway,
well, and one of the things I thought was cool about the Fire Mage one is it really made you kind of use all your different mage abilities, like the things that make you a mage. And I don't know if the Resto Shami one did that, but the enhancement one didn't really. It was like, oh, just go kill these things and these things, and oh, hey, you got your hammer. Yeah.
And that one felt a little weird, and then Thrall just retired. And then the next week I find out that Chris Metzen retired, and I'm like, I'm double bummed.
It's all part of the plan.
So yeah, exactly. All right, let's go to the 2 priests. Darius, which artifact quest did you do?
I did the Shadow Priest, the Disc Priest, and the Destruction Warlock.
Cool.
Artifact quest lines.
So how did you like those?
None of them really stick out as super exciting though. Like the Shadow Priest one actually I think was kind of frustrating, but I talked about that a couple weeks ago where I just didn't feel the Shadow Priest one was very frustrating because I ended up getting physically stuck. My character got stuck in a hole that I could not get out of, that the unstuck button wasn't working, and I couldn't log into the game until Blizzard had answered my ticket. And
that happened to me in Stormheim. That happened today when I was going to track down the world boss. I got stuck in a hole and I couldn't get out. I'm like, I guess I'm gonna hearth. All right, fine, guys.
Yeah. So Shadow Priests are the worst, and anyone that plays them should be ashamed of themselves.
So what was your favorite out of those?
The disc one is pretty good. And I think I remember the Destruction Warlock one actually being pretty fun, just doing lots of damage. But I didn't not like any of them. The Shadow Priest wasn't great, but I enjoyed doing the different quests and going. I think the disc one, I ended up going to the Nexus in Northrend. That was kind of cool, and going all over the place. So I like that. I like that you're kind of, you're seeing the old world stuff, and going into instances and all that, and then you're basically learning how to play the new class as you're getting new artifacts. So I think they're fun. Yeah. I don't have a least favorite or a most favorite though, except Shadow.
Except for Shadow. Shadow is the worst. John Horstmann.
If anyone is going to talk about Shadow next, they're wrong. So,
John Horstmann, I believe you were checking out Fire Mage. No, it was Shadow Mage. No, it was Shadow Priest. And other specs maybe. So, were there artifact quests that you liked or didn't like? You checked out.
All right. Listen up, chat. All right, we need to have real talk for a second. So Darius, he's been playing Grandma on Overwatch and getting stuck on quests in World of Warcraft. The Shadow, I've done Shadow and I've done Disc. And the Shadow quest line was amazing. We went to Pandaria, which was awesome. I haven't been there in like 3 years, so that was really cool. And then after I dinged 110, which is something that Darius cannot speak to,
right?
Really. So
right.
After I did that, however, it was amazing. Finished it up there, and then when I got my eye level above 800, something else that Darius did not do. It was also really great. No, in all seriousness, I think that the shadow, something that I don't think Blizzard has really fleshed out is what is a shadow priest, and like where do they get their power, and how do they, why are they even a priest at all? And the way that they fleshed that out, the way that they take you through those steps in the artifact quest, I thought was amazing. So despite everything that Darius incorrectly implies about the Shadow Priest quest, it was actually really amazing, and I really enjoyed it, and I probably spent way too much time. And then the disc one, I hated the disc one.
I hate you.
Wow.
All right. Thanks for inviting me on the show this week, Pat. This is really great.
You got it. It's been fun. I guess we'll see you never again. No,
you're not invited anymore.
No, don't say that. Don't speak for me, please. We need somebody. We need Darius. We need people that are over 110. We need people like that on the show.
I will be in 3 weeks.
Just increments. Just you go up a bubble and you're like, I'm done for the week. Great. Perfect.
He's texting his mom. He made me cry.
Oh, please. All right. Now let's get the heck out of here before this turns into something even weirder. And I'll play some music here. Behind me.
My face.
Right. Exactly. Darius' favorite song, as a matter of fact. So now here's the part where we go around the room here and everybody talks about what they got coming up in the next week or so and where people can find them on the internets. We'll start with Darius. What are you doing?
I'm going to be world first 110, so I'll probably stream that.
Yep.
And then I'll immediately go back to playing Overwatch. And you can find me on the Twitters at BoredMind.
Yes. And Gizmo, you have a little show called Lords of the Storm.
Yes.
What else are you doing? Because you got the Convert to Mythic stuff. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, so you can find me on all of that stuff on the internet, but for the Convert to Mythic stuff, I will be streaming our progression along with some people from the other team. I'm sure Todd Buntoble will be streaming on the Lost Gaming Twitch.
Right.
But yeah, you can come watch us down some heroic Bossils this week, and hopefully next week some Mythic Bossils.
Yes, some Mythic Bossils. Yep, that'll be great. Hey, I got a question for you though. Is your camera going to work? That's what people want to know.
As long as John is nowhere to be found, it will work.
Yes. Yep.
I kid you not. It was working. It crashed last episode I was on here, and John was here.
Yep.
It's been fine since then, and now it poops out again.
Right.
But I still love you, John. I still love you.
My soundboard pooped out, so I think it's fine. On this show, it's a broken show already. Why not just have everything break? It's fine.
Yeah,
it's totally
but
cool.
I will get the webcam thing fixed. I promise. But that's on twitch.tv/Gizmozord.
That'll only be for his streams, not for anything else. Not for this show.
Yes. Not for this show.
No.
Just my stream.
Right. Exactly. And then people can find you on Twitter at Gizmozord, right?
Correct.
Okay. John Horstmann. Come up to the mic.
Yes, Pat. Yeah. We're all right over here.
So
everything is good.
You have the Payload podcast, which is about Overwatch, and you have the Well Met podcast, which is about the Hearthstones, right?
Yes.
And you play a lot of WoW.
Too much. I'm trying not to talk about it, but
and you stream some. Right?
A little bit here and there. Yep.
Right. So what are these? So what are you doing this week?
So quite a bit, actually. I'm going to be at TwitchCon.
That's right.
Next week. Yep.
Oh,
so
you are?
We're going to be, yeah.
When are you
Are you
leaving?
going to be there?
I might be there. There's like
All
a
right.
50%
Well,
chance
if that
I'm
turns
gonna be
to
there.
a yes, I will have to cancel.
Yes. That's why I'm going.
Right.
Just
to
so yes,
spoil it.
I'm going to be at TwitchCon. I'm going to be part of a panel with called "Podcasting on Twitch: Growing Your Hearthstone Community" with DJ Tyrant and then Trista Ray and Avison from the Misclicks crew. So that's going to be really, really exciting. And so we're going to be doing that. But yeah, we've got wellmet.blizzpro.com
Yep.
and the payload at payload.blizzpro.com.
Awesome. Very cool. And I just want to remind everybody, hey, you can get shirts by going to the converttoraid.com. The converttoraid.com. You can get the You Are Not Repaired one, and you can also go visit our store by clicking on store at converttoraid.com. That's what it is, or converttoraid.com/store. Either way works. Woo! Look at that. You can find me at Pat Crane on Twitter. That's with a K. And we'll play the other music, I'm sure, under here. Something jazzy, probably. All right. So you guys out there, if you want to chat with us, you can do it in many different ways. You can join our Discord. Go take your web browser and put it to discord.converttoraid.com. You can email us at converttoraid@gmail.com. You can call and leave questions and comments on our raid line, 612-787-RAID. That's 612-787-7243. You can follow us on Twitter at converttoraid. And you can also join the Bazooba Nation just by heading over to converttoraid.com, where we have our store. Our store is over there. Yep, the store is over there. So the store is over there. And really, that's the biggest thing. No, we also have forums, videos, audios, and more. All the guild stuff, too, over at converttoraid.com. We're also on the iTunes and the internets. And I think if you just do a search for internet, you will come up with our show. Is that right, Darius?
If you Google,
yes,
we come up. So
wow,
yeah.
That is amazing.
Actually, Google doesn't work anymore. You have to Bing it.
Oh, if you Bing Google internet,
if you Bing Google internet,
we're on it.
Right.
We're on the internet, so it's in there.
So it has to be in there somewhere.
Right.
Shake your computer around like an Etch-a-Sketch. It'll show up eventually. No, but if
the
you're
files are inside of the computer.
That's right. Convert to Raid Presents is produced and distributed by Signals Media. Make sure to check out all of our friends on the Signals Media All-Star Network at signalsmedia.com. That's going to be it for the show, thankfully. This broken show. And for all the guys that Convert to Raid, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.